I made a statement and I'll journey from there. Dominion is not a gift from God. The image of God is a gift. The likeness of God is a gift. But dominion is not a possession. When the Bible said let them have dominion, he did not mean let them possess dominion. He meant let them express dominion. What's the name of the king here? Eleni. Okay. Like how old is he? So he came up in his 60s. Okay, just came up. Now, even if the king, even if the next one is a 23-year-old, once he sits on that throne, he doesn't need to tell them to prostrate. His seatedness is having dominion. So I'm saying you may want to, in your mind, adjust the word have to express. It's not possess. Are you with me? It is express. Once you react, I'm in chemistry lab now, you react the image of God with the likeness of God. What comes out of it like a river is a substance that subdues everything. That's the design. So that when you show up as a man and you find out that there's resistance, what you check is not the strength of resistance. What you check is if the image and likeness has been tampered with. Because Satan didn't take the serpent, and let me say Satan now did not take Adam from the garden.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What he did was that he tampered with his nature. And he didn't do too much to the nature. He introduced one extra substance. If you study your Bible, what he introduced was death. That's the only thing. It's like if I want to spoil your phone, I don't need to break your phone. That will be outright demonstration of weakness. I just need to connect your phone to a system and then introduce a program that the ones who made the phone did not put there. That's what you call a virus. That phone will not spoil in one day, and it's painful because it will start a journey of spoiling. And that's what God was telling him. In the day that you eat of the fruit of this tree, you shall surely. He didn't say you will die. That's why Adam did not fall down and die. In dying, you will die. It means you may be living in denial that nothing happened to you. But Adam, give it time. One day your journey will end and you will die. Meanwhile, death was not the cessation of life, because life never really ends. Yes, in the concept of life, life never really ends. What we call the end of life is actually the change of your kind of life. So death is actually the beginning of another kind of life. When a man stops breathing, if he was light, after a few days he will become black. Okay, that's same day. If he was slim, if they don't block his nose well, after a while he will begin to swell. So you find out that even in death, change happens, and change is the foundational proof that life is present. So nobody really dies. If you make heaven or you or the person makes hell, there's life in both of them. The life just expresses differently. Are you with me? So what God was saying was, if you eat of the fruit of this tree and we introduce this virus into your system, you'll be separated from me. And your journey of ultimate separation is that you progressively look unlike me. So death in God is denaturing unto ultimate separation. We relate because we look alike. The reason why you cannot give major things to a dog to do is that by the quality of life that it has, it is not gifted intelligence at human level. So with a shift in the kind of life, there will be diminishing fellowship, and where there's no fellowship, common nature cannot be sustained. So age is not an advantage to an unsaved man. It means progressively, as he grows, he will look more unlike God. So it is progressive denaturing. He may start his life loving, he will end his life wicked, and it will not be because he chose wickedness, because the older he gets, the more distance he covers away from God, and that distance will be advertised not in meters but in denaturing. I have a few people that in a season of my life I related with them, and if they express their minds, it looked like what was on my mind, but for some strange reasons they broke fellowship. When I speak to someone, some of them now, and I'm wondering, it's because the gap has produced a denaturing even in the mind. Now we are beginning to think progressively differently from each other. Are you with me? Power becomes weakness. It's not that power is not there, because God didn't collect his image or his likeness from man. Are you with me? Yes, sir. No, check your Bible. Did God take anything from man when he sent him out? No. So why did man become weak? He left. And because he left, because fellowship left, that's why we say to saved people, it's good that you are saved. Salvation gives you a relationship with God, and that relationship comes with the privilege of fellowship, but you can decide not to take advantage of fellowship. So a believer can decide, I will not pray. Your weakness will not be because you don't have power. It will be because there's a life that is supposed to sustain what you carry in fellowship, and because you have not gone in the direction of that life, then what is begins to come into sleep state. The word in biology is attenuation. You take a virus or a bacteria, you do something to it, you don't kill it, but you weaken it. Actually, that's how vaccines are created. Yes. So they introduce, that's the concept of antibiotics too. They introduce it into the body in a weaker form, so that the antibodies can master it in weakness.
We're taught in history that when you get to Badagry, yes sir, history and international relations. we're taught in history that in Badagry particularly, there's a particular well, it's called attenuation well. So when they take some of our forefathers who were captured as slaves to that well, once they drink of that well, their brains are naturally suspended, so they don't, activities suspend until they take them. Yes, are strong, so they just lose strength. And
so you see how history has helped us today now. Meanwhile, they are trying to take that subject out of school. It's deliberate, because we are drinking from that well again. We forget who we are, and it's possible that a pastor adds himself to that enterprise, that he does not remind his people of how their journey began, that there were no errors in creation. If you will ever have dominion, there are two things that must be mixed together. And even though man fell, God did not withdraw those two things from man. That's why unbelievers, if you have unbelieving friends, if they give birth to children, they love their children, because one of the elements of the divine image is love. Even our cousins give money to their children when they are going to school to buy snack. when their children fall down, they are quick to help them. Compassion. Are you with me? It may no longer be in its original state because death has started happening to it, but it never dies.